Ladies and gentlemen, I am back again for another review for Interview with the Vampire. This is, of course, on AMC Plus, and it has been amazing. I'm talking about episode 6, coming off of the last episode, which ended on such a crazy note with like domestic violence, Lestat going off, like not only flying, but like effectively like severing his relationship with Louis in every capacity, like literally leaving him in the air to die. And of course, he didn't die. Louis didn't die. But, you know, picking up on the beginning of this episode, like he's met with a lot of emotional damage. Because, I mean, it's like domestic abuse. Like, you already know that Lestat is manipulative, he's controlling, maniacal, sadistic. He does not like losing. He doesn't like not being in control. And in this episode, it identified that, it personified it, because anybody that is, you know, a cheater or if they're a beater, they go apologetic. They'll go and do everything possible. They'll go through and plant themselves back, put themselves in a good space. But, you know, once a cheater or beater, or once somebody is, you know, a manipulative, controlling person, eventually it's going to shine through. And I think that is the embodiment of this episode. It's just acted perfectly. Like, you know, seeing, you know, Bailey as, the thing is, like, I love Claudia. Like, I love Claudia even more than she was before. Like, it's crazy because she's evolved. She's become something so much more different. And I love her approach to this. Like, Bailey's approach to this, in comparison to Kristen, they giving her so much more wiggle room, so much more to do. And again, I haven't read the book, so I don't know, but seeing her, like, literally try to be Louis' sister, doing everything she possibly can to try to build him back up from the ground up. And this is the crazy thing. This is the sicker thing about it, is that I feel like, honestly, I feel like Lestat knew, especially if Louis didn't die, that Claudia would do all that. She would take care of him. It's another form of control. He did just enough to teach him a lesson and let him know, like, yeah, you cannot bite the hand that, you know, created you. So many words. And also, like, it's a power play because it shows his ability to still take the air out of the room. Because, in all honesty, in this episode, like, I understand love. I understand, you know, toxicity. I even understand Stockholm Syndrome. I understand, like, you know, a person that, you know, was created from the ground up by somebody else. Like, all these different things. And I think that's why I said the actor that's playing the role of Louis, he's doing such a great job of going through all those different, like, because he's narrating the story, but he's also living through all the different moments where it's like, no, don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do that. And yet he's still choosing to keep Lestat. And it's like, the truth of the matter is he can't live without either one of them. That's the crazy thing. But there's a question. I'm not going to even talk about it here. There's a question that he asks Lestat, and I still think it's actually true, about the very beginning. Like, that question is fascinating to me because it to me, it shows levels of Louis that I did not suspect that he had. Like, he understands the situation that he's in. The problem is he is seduced. And this is the weird thing. I wonder if, like, in the Vampire Diaries, because it's something he said to Molloy or Daniel, where, like, you know, when he took Lestat back or whatever, where it was like he couldn't help himself. I wonder if he's sired. You know what I mean? But then this is the weird thing. If he's sired, then Claudia would have to be sired. But it seems more so that, like, Claudia is more sired to Louis. But, you know, Louis didn't create Claudia. Lestat did. But dude, in this episode, like Lestat showed, like the actor playing Lestat is killing it. He is so bad. Like he's like the worst. Like the way that the third act of this goes, you just like, jeez. But now, one of my favorite things about this episode is, well, not the very, very end, but the moment right before the very end, a chess game. That chess game was everything because it shows to me the evolution of Claudia. And we already knew Claudia is off for a rocker too. Like she's and even, you know, Louis said it, like she's a lot like, you know, Lestat than they both care to explain. But it's the way that Lestat keeps pushing both of them. And he's really pushing, he's not pushing them into a place of submission. He's pushing them into a place of vulnerability to hurt himself. And it's just going to be interesting to see what that looks like. But there's also another thing that happens where Molloy, you know, goes to sleep and we see a flashback. And there's something in that we need to talk about because it makes absolutely no sense, but I'm not going to reveal it here. But just pay attention to who's in the flashback if you didn't catch it. Again, another great episode. I really truly love this series, and I think it's interesting to me because I haven't read the book. Like I've only watched the movie, so with the movie it's a little different, or maybe it might not be because the way things are lining up, it could get interesting. It could get really hairy very quickly. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell button. Make sure you go and check out all of our content. And we will talk to you guys sooner than later. Okay, guys? Peace.